guys, SaveAsUntitled here, and I flew in like Monday morning from the big house, so I don't really have time to do like a full production, like full SaveAsUntitled video. So I thought I'd try out this new format of doing like a post-tournament recap, which is more, is better for this kind of tournament, especially because I have like my personal experience of being there. But I might, if you guys enjoy this, do like these less formal recaps of tournaments after, because it takes a while to get these videos done, so that's why I usually push it later in the week, and I have like school and like writing for the paper and homework to do, which is especially why you're not getting a full video this week. You might get 2 next week because I have break and I can do that. But let's stop talking about school and let's talk about the big house. So first major I ever went to, it was my third Melee tournament I ever went to, not including the ones I ran at my school, and I had a really good time. The thing I tweeted out, I think I played like 6 or 7 hours of friendlies, and I probably won like 2 or 3 games like total across the days. It was rough, but I could feel myself learning. I forgot, I wrote down the name of the guys I played against. There's this DK, his name was like something or other 2017. I think he played Green DK, and he absolutely destroyed me. And I, like, Falco DK, I'm supposed to win that matchup. But also, I'm going to give myself a little bit of a side for that, because I didn't, like, stand there and, like, camp lasers, you know, even though he still would have beaten me. I learned a lot about DK, and I learned a lot about how bad I am at the game. But, yeah, it was a fun experience overall. I got to play one match against Hungrybox, and I got 4-stocked in less than 30 seconds. It was not a fun experience. Out of all the top players I could have gotten to play against, Hungrybox is probably the worst because he's just going to like up arrest me and all that jazz. I'm going to try to rush through this stuff. I just want to get through it and sort of give my full experience before I talk about the tournament itself, like very briefly. I also got to talk to Armada during top 8. He kind of like floated over to where I was sitting during the event, and it was when, not Hungrybox, it was when Plup and Mewtwo King were playing. So I was like, hey, because he was going to play the winner of that. I was like, hey, who would you rather play? And then Armada, being Armada, he was like, well, you're coming into that with the wrong mindset. If you go into it expecting to play either player A or player B, you're setting yourself up to be either disappointed if the wrong player wins, and that's just like that's not the right mentality you want to have. And I was like, oh, okay. But as nothing came out of my mouth, in my mind I was like, oh wow, that's what makes him a top 100, top 5, top 10 player, because he thinks on that, he has that mentality and thinks in that way. But what came out of my mouth was just, I kind of just stared back and I was like, and then he slowly walked away, because I'm awkward and I don't have the luxury of being able to edit and think about things like I do on these videos that make me look smarter than I actually am. I also got to talk to Ginger. I didn't get to talk to many. I could have had the opportunity to talk to more pro players, but 1, I'm awkward, and 2, I feel like it's just weird coming up and like bothering them like that. So only bothered a few select people. And Ginger was one of the people I bothered, because I like DM'd him a lot making his video, and he's like a super cool dude. And to see my prediction about West Balls be so wrong for the event, I couldn't have been happier that Ginger was the one that upset him. And getting to talk to him, such a cool dude. He's really nice, really genuine, and I'm really excited to see him get better and go further and like be more well known. I can't wait to I can't wait to see him rise and just get bigger and bigger in the community. He's such a nice guy. He totally deserves it. I also, even though you can't see in the VOD, I tried to find the VOD and hopefully it panned to me. I saw L versus Wizzy. I saw L make that upset live, and by that point my camera is dead, so I didn't record the VOD myself, and I really don't have that many pictures because I spent my time mainly just like taking in the event than actually doing anything. I saw L versus Wizzy live, and I think I was there during game 1, because I was like casually like floating around watching all the matches, and I was like, why is this guy up on Wizzy? Why is this Fox, who I've never seen before, up on Wizzy? And then it was still so hype when he popped off during the 3rd match. I'll probably like throw up the clip here because it's in the VOD. And he just like he waits till, I think he knuckle touches or handshakes Wizzy. He like waits a bit, the very kind thing to do. And then he just like throws his headphones and freaks the hell out. And like you can see in the VOD, they go in and like zoom on the headphones. They're totally broken. But L had a really good weekend. There's so many people like he had crazy good weekends. I'll get into that a little bit more. And then there's also my favorite story from the weekend was, I think it was day 1. there's or yeah, it was late day one. There's these two no-name players playing on a Cars CRT, which I think just adds to the story. And like, I feel like this story paints the perfect picture of what the Melee community is like. So it's this random guy and girl, two unknown players. I don't think anyone recognized them, and the guy has like 4 or 5 local guys behind him cheering for him. And I don't know who saw it first or what happened, but Shroomed and SFAT sort of float over and they see no one cheering for this girl. So they start cheering for her, and then obviously people seeing these two top players rooting for him, they come and cheer with them. And then more of the local guys, people hear about this, and they come cheer about them. I have a couple pictures of it. There's like 30 people crowded around this match of two no-names. And I thought that's just like... That's the Smash community. A bunch of people who you don't know cheering for them, playing on a Cars CRT TV. I just thought that was like, that's the Melee community. That's the kind of people we associate with, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So getting more into the tournament and less of being a vlog about my Smash experience. If I ever do one of these again, it wouldn't be this first part again. It would just go straight into what I'm doing now. Seeing Plup beat Armada live, my knees buckled. I was like, everyone was standing at that point, and when he switched to Zelda, I was like, no, come on, I need to see this, even though he had another game. But I think I would agree with the general sentiment that Plup has ascended to godhood with this win, whatever that means anymore. It's like the gods and Leffen and Plup now, at least in my personal opinion. What I think is the more interesting question, and I'll have to look into the data, is Plup number 4 now? Because Plup is definitely above Leffen. I would find it hard pressed, and I don't want to 100% like say that for sure, but like going over the eye test and like thinking in my head, I would pretty much like say in stone that Plup is better than Leffen for the year, especially with he lost to Lovage. Like, come on. But yeah, Plup lost to Amstam. That's not nearly as big of a loss as Lovage. Lovage is probably the greatest upset of all time in Melee. Debatably the greatest upset of all time in Melee. So I think the more interesting question, I'll probably make a video on it, is Plup better than Mewtwo King now? Is Mewtwo King fallen off enough that he's going to be 4th for the year, or should he be currently considered 4th for the year? And the other big debate, which I think a lot of people are way making this call way too quickly, saying that Hungrybox is number 1, and he did have a fantastic run at the event, and he played really well, especially winning GTX and Big House back-to-back, but I don't think he's number 1 yet. I think it's very close. If he wins Summit, he's definitely number 1. I don't think there's any argument for that. But now he's tied 3 events to 3 with Armada for like the super majors, what some would call that. But if he wins Summit, he's number 1 for sure, which is insane. And I really like, although a lot of people were upset with Hungrybox winning the event, I really like, just from like a spectator and like a statistical point of view, that number 1 spot is still open. I think it's locked out for Mango. And Mango's too far behind. He only has Royal Flush under his belt. I think it's out of the picture. At number 2, second spot, unless Mango, like, I don't know if there's even enough events for him to catch up to the number 2 spot, but for sure not for number 1. I touched on it earlier. Westfalls. It makes me so sad. He was my favorite player. He still probably is, but he's just, and missing out on Summit, he's just really let me down a lot this year, and I feel like fans of him will also feel the same, that he's really fallen off hard this year. So I want to see him get better, but I've been saying that for, it feels like forever. So we miss you, Wes. Come back to the beating Leffen and going Samus and taunting against them just to BM. We miss you, West Balls. This is... Oh, yeah, Kage took a game off Armada on Yoshi's Story. So now, this year, it's Avalancher, Hungrybox, and Kage are the only 3 people that take a game off Armada on Yoshi's Story. I don't want to... Plup... I didn't even think to look at Plup as well to see if he's taken a game off or if Mango did during his set. I don't think Mango did. Because Mango hasn't been picking him to Yoshi's anymore for the most part. Yeah, Mango threw away that set against Armada. That's a whole another thing. I don't want to get too bogged down, but he went down in the pit on Pokemon Stadium. He made choices he didn't have to make. He could have had that set. That could have easily been Mango's, and that also attributes to him being locked out of #1, losing on that set. And besides that, there's a ton of other big upsets. Ginger, Bobby Frizz, who I'm thinking about making an upcoming player spotlight on him. Anther upsetting the Moon. The Moon has also been falling off since Evo. He had the crazy run in Evo in that. Cal, I forget who Cal upset, but Ginger knocked Cal out of the event, which is kind of sad. They both met in losers. But I think that's about it. That's a general summary of the Big House on the storylines, kind of putting a nice bow on it, as some might say. A very general bow. That's what I expect from these kind of videos. And if you guys enjoy this kind of thing, or not, I would love to hear what you think about this. Not less scripted. Well, it's kind of scripted. I have like a little outline of what I want to talk about. This not really scripted, sort of, hey, I'm going to talk about what happened in the event. I could do this easily as like a recap. This would be something I could like put out like Monday mornings or even like Sunday nights or after an event and just like say my thoughts and because people care about my opinion now, which is weird. But I think that's about it. Follow me over on Twitter. I tweet out previews of videos. I tweet out me at the Big House and my dumb thoughts on that. It's so weird. Wife follows me. This is the only people I can share this with. I'll do this quickly. But Wife follows me on Twitter now. It's crazy. Okay, done with that. Follow me on Twitter for previews of videos. There should be hopefully two good quality videos coming out soon. Coming out next week because I have break and I have time to do all this. And you can like me over on Facebook, but I don't post anything over there anymore. If you really like my videos and want to get them early, you can subscribe over on Patreon. $1 gets you the videos early. $3 gets you able to vote on the Patreon topic every month for a video. And $5, I'll give you a shout out in the video. Oh, that's another thing. I have to give a shout out to my Patrons. I'll do that in the next official video because I don't really have to look it up and I've kind of rambled on at this point. So it'd be kind of awful if I just kind of shoehorn them in at the end here. But yeah, that's about it. I've been SaveAsUntitled. I've rambled on for way too long and I hope you guys enjoyed and I'll see you guys next time.